Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout. This is another page kit that I put back together way back, probably like in March. And I'm still plugging away, getting them put together. Now this is going to be another scrap and chat. And the main reason today that I'm doing a scrap and chat is because I won't have time to do some editing and do a voiceover and all that good stuff because it's 5 o'clock, and usually at this point I am not in my craft room anymore. I'm usually done for the day, but I still hadn't gotten this done, so I figured before everybody starts getting home, I'll try to fit in this video. Hopefully it's a quick page, and then I can get it uploaded to YouTube. Okay. This ruler works really well, but it depends on where I get my pictures printed. Like, they don't have much, like it's almost level with the cardstock. Like, there's no lip whatsoever. So what I do is I just take the knife and just run it along the edge of the photo just to kind of lift it a little bit so that I got something to set my photo on. Now these rulers are called perfect rulers or perfect layers. And I got mine at Stampin' Up. That was quite a few years ago. They don't sell them anymore. But We Are Memory Keepers sells these. I've had so many questions about where can you get these rulers. So Simon Says Stamps, We Are Memory Keeper. I don't know if they call it the perfect layers too, but it's a layering template, or not template, but ruler. And I get a lot of questions about this too. I got this at Simon Says Stamp. It's a gorgeous matte. So I don't know if you type in Centauro gorgeous matte and it might come up. I don't even know if they still have it or if it's sold out and they just never brought it back in. I'm not really sure. I got that quite a few months ago. So again, I'm using a cardstock that is gutted in the middle, but that is just fine. And this was obviously done up with scraps, which is one of my favorite ways to scrapbook. Talking about scraps, today's August 30th. Tomorrow, August 31st, I'll be releasing my newest class, which is Kitted Up. It was probably the most requested class. How to make page kits. So that's coming tomorrow, August 31st. It's 4 ways to build page kits. We're going to make 30 page kits and some pages and 4 kits. We're going to build 4 kits. So it's all ready. Just got to wait till tomorrow to release it. And I had so much fun getting that ready. Okay, I'm trying to see how. I think I'd like to put some little banners here. Maybe not so wide. And just concentrate my whole layout right here. Yeah. Now, what ink am I going to use? I think I'm going to use, what is that? Walnut stain. So I keep the little foamy thing in the back, and then that way I don't have to look for it. It's always there. Have to say, my scrap room is a complete disaster again. And that usually happens when I get a class ready. Because, you know, I go from one thing to the next, and hours and hours and hours a day in my scrap room. So it's a mess. And I clean in between, but it's not enough. It's a disaster. So I'm hoping on Monday. Yeah, on Monday I'll... Was that this way or this way? I don't think it was this way. Now, how did that fit on there? This is a cool way too, just having the picture just kind of stick out like that. I'm going to do that. And that's what I mean by, you know, the scraps, they kind of builds the page by itself. I knew I needed a bigger pattern paper in the background because I have that hole in my cardstock. Now, if I would have, you know, cut my mat for my photo right there, that cardstock, the leftovers would have been put into my stash and probably more than likely never been used again. But because I cut it out of the center, even though a lot of times I'll use it on the same page and mat my pattern paper with the same color of cardstock that I mat my photo, but sometimes I don't. In this case, obviously I didn't. And then now I'm using it on another layout. And I love using scraps. You know, as far as pattern papers, but also the embellishments. So I'll let you know the different ways that I put the 4 kits together for the class. Now, I don't know if I'll get them in the order or not. Or I'll tell you some of the ways. How's that? So there is, you know, using pattern papers, starting off with your pattern papers. Then, and what we're doing is building a full kit. And then from that full kit, breaking it up into page kits. And then the second way is using scraps, which I love. That's my favorite. Using scraps, and again, building some kits, and then building a kit, and then building some page kits from it. Then the third way is by collection. And then the last way, I call it use it up. So the name of the class, if you're going to be looking for it, is called Kit It Up. And it's going to be available tomorrow, August 31st. I'm super excited. I couldn't believe it has been, the last class I released was back in March. I don't know what happened. Okay. Alrighty, so I got the background down. I like that it's confined to this. So I think what I'll do, because everything is confined to right here, I think I'm going to keep that theme going. So I'm going to ink the edges. This is just like a little notepad, but I love that it's a circle. And I love using embellishment, like some circles or tags or things like that for embellishment foundations. And I find that it's kind of white. So what I'm going to do is just gently color the whole thing. And then it doesn't look white. And it coordinates a little better with the page. But I'm not making it like super dark or anything like that. Okay, so I think it's too big. Let's bring it down a bit. Like that. Okay. Now let's look at what I have here. I like this, but so this I could use for the color and use it as part, because if you only see part of it, then it's just, you know, for color. It's not really the embellishment. It's not as if we're going to see the woman and the kids and all that. It's more, this has been hanging around. It was stuck to one of my ink pads. I ended up cutting it up for another layout, and so now I think it's time for it to end up on a layout. And that's what I love. When you use scraps like this, you're giving your products another chance. I'm thinking there, I'm not going to glue it down right away. I'm just going to wait and see what else I can put within these embellishment clusters. See, I like this because it's pointing towards the photo. And then I can put another kind of arrow. Where could I put the third one? Oh, here's a half right here. So instead of cutting another one apart, I'm going to start all my embellishment clusters with that. I'm going to make it a little smaller, but you see the triangle, my photo's in the center. I have 3 arrows. Actually, I think I have more than 3 arrows. And I like that too, because then I can overlay the arrows. So I can take these little arrows and kind of add them in to the cluster. I like this. All good things must come to an end. And this was our last island. So we were a little, it was kind of bittersweet. We totally enjoyed it. Loved it. This was in St. Thomas. But we knew that our trip was coming to an end, which was sad. So it kind of goes with that. Okay. Kind of like this little flower. St. Thomas was gorgeous. Oh, loved it. I loved all the islands, actually. I loved the whole trip. Okay, so we'll put that right here. I'm gonna tuck it in. Then I like this flower. So I'm gonna glue that down. So basically, I'm just going through all the stuff now that I have with this page kit, and I'm going, okay, what can I use up, and how can I overlay everything and make everything seem, you know, that it all belongs together. I am sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. It has been a very long day, but I'm very happy with what I got done. Everything's all ready. Now it's only like sort of like what my husband needs to do. But it is ready. Go. And then I had to do my video for tomorrow also because I think we're going to a water park tomorrow. If the weather stays nice, we're going to go to a water park if everybody wants to go. We'll talk to them tonight and see if they want to go. Ah! No! See if they want to go. Okay. Well, I can glue it back together. I think I can figure it out. And you won't be able to tell too much. What I'll do is that other arrow that I got to put there, I'll just stick it where it was kind of ripped. So yes, I got my other video done for tomorrow too. I just did that right before I did this one. And then it was like, okay, it's 4:45. Let's see if I can get this video done too. Supper's on. Cooking. So that's done. So that's good. Okay, we'll put that on there. We'll just ink that arrow. There we go. That's garbage. Have another arrow here. So I don't know. This is going to be my title. It's going to be just this. I'm not going to do anything else. All good things must come to an end. I don't feel like I have to journal on every single one of these layouts either. There, that's going to be my title. Should I put an arrow next to it? It's too big. Let me see. How about if I shorten it? Yeah. Okay. So basically I just cut a section out and then I'm just going to glue it on top of the other because I wanted to keep that little tail. I found it a little too long. Ink the edges. Do this. And then, should I move it back a little bit more? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now, how about some hearts? Let's, Hearts are so big, but I want to use them. I think I want to put this next to the travel, and then I'll try to use that smaller one on this small. There we go. I think that'll be good. Now I just gotta put in some enamel dots. in yellow. And that's going to complete this layout. I'm just going to, actually, I think I'll find some mist in brown. Let's see where I can put this down. And here I'll just put the date 2019. Let me see if I can find, are those like brush? Yeah, they are. So that's no good. Those are all black. Okay. So I'll just put February 2019. I should put somewhere that it's St. Thomas. Maybe. Now, as far as journaling, if I want to do a little bit journaling, I can just add some lines right there. Do some journaling. I'm just going to add some mist with some chocolate brownie. It's a colorings mist. Okay. Oh, I had some brown enamel dots too. So I can take that yellow off maybe and put a brown one and do that. Now I can just ink the edges of that cardstock because it feels like it doesn't have an end. So if you add some ink to it, it kind of grounds the whole layout. It's not as good as matting it again, but it's pretty good. Now I'm just going to look at the rest of the embellishments because always I try to add as much of the embellishments as I possibly can. I still have a couple of hearts, but I think there's enough. I still have some of these, but there's a ton on this. So all I have left is this one here. This one, well, I had another one glued on the back of it. So the only thing I didn't use are these two big things, which I find these really hard to use if I don't build my layout around it. And what I mean by that is I'd have to say, okay, I'm using this. So then I build my layers with that in mind. And this I could use, I guess, for color, but I think I'm okay with not using it. I have this too. So like 6 things that I didn't use and a handful of pattern papers that I didn't get to use. And that's it. So that's going to complete this layout. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.